Stoicism, the philosophy that makes us stronger, how it started, what does it teach us, and much more is something you are going to learn now. How Stoicism started. The story of Stoicism begins in a world not unlike our own, filled with change, challenge, and the quest for meaning. Around 300 BCE, Zeno of Citium, a merchant who had faced personal tragedy and loss, found solace and purpose in philosophy. After a shipwreck that cost him nearly everything, Zeno's search for guidance led him to the cradle of Western philosophy, Athens. There, amidst the intellectual fervor of the city, he was drawn to the teachings of Socrates and his followers. Inspired, Zeno began to teach his own philosophy at the Stoa Poikile, or painted porch, a public colonnade that offered shade and a space for discussion. Stoicism was born out of a desire to understand how to live a good life in a world that is often beyond our control. Zeno and his followers sought to identify what was necessary for human happiness and concluded that it was not found in external wealth, power, or status, but in virtue and living in accordance with nature. This foundational belief set the stage for Stoicism's development into a comprehensive philosophy that addressed ethics, logic, and the nature of the universe. The early Stoics were concerned with the practical application of philosophy. They believed that philosophy should not just be an academic pursuit, but a way of life that directly impacts one's character and actions. This practical approach resonated with many, attracting followers from diverse backgrounds and contributing to the spread of Stoicism beyond Athens and into the broader Hellenistic world. The philosophical landscape of the time was rich and varied, with Stoicism emerging alongside Epicureanism, skepticism, and other schools of thought. Each offered different answers to the fundamental questions of human existence, but Stoicism stood out for its emphasis on resilience, ethical living, and the power of reason. By focusing on what individuals could control, their own thoughts and actions, Stoicism provided a path to inner peace and freedom in a world of uncertainty. As Stoicism evolved, it absorbed and adapted ideas from other philosophies, creating a rich tapestry of thought that emphasized personal virtue, duty to others, and the acceptance of fate. Its development was shaped by the contributions of successive generations of philosophers who refined and expanded upon Zeno's original teachings. Through their efforts, Stoicism grew into a powerful and enduring philosophy that continues to offer guidance and wisdom centuries after its inception. What Stoicism teaches? At its heart, Stoicism teaches the pursuit of virtue as the only true good and asserts that we can achieve a life of fulfillment by focusing on what is within our power. The Stoics proposed a radical idea. Our happiness and peace of mind are not determined by our external circumstances, but by our internal attitudes and choices. This philosophy encourages us to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and what we cannot, everything else, including the behavior of others, our social status, and even our own health to a large extent. This distinction is encapsulated in the famous Stoic maxim, often associated with Epictetus: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound principle is at the core of Stoicism, guiding followers towards emotional resilience and tranquility. By accepting the external world as it is and focusing on our internal responses, we can maintain our equanimity in the face of life's challenges. Stoicism also teaches the value of living in accordance with nature, which includes embracing our rational nature and recognizing our place within the broader community of humanity. The Stoics believed that all humans share a fundamental kinship and that we have a duty to care for one another. This sense of universal brotherhood leads to the Stoic emphasis on justice, fairness, and the importance of contributing to the common good. Stoicism offers practical strategies for dealing with the vicissitudes of life. It encourages the practice of reflection, through which we can examine our impressions and judgments to ensure they are aligned with reason. Stoics also practice mental exercises like premeditation of evils, which involves contemplating potential misfortunes to reduce the impact of negative events and to appreciate what we currently have. Another key aspect of Stoicism is its approach to emotions. While Stoicism is often misunderstood as advocating for the suppression of feelings, it actually teaches us to understand and transform our emotional reactions by examining the beliefs that underlie them. Emotions like anger, envy, and fear are seen as the result of incorrect judgments about what is truly valuable and within our control. By refining our judgments and aligning them with virtue, we can achieve a state of apatheia, freedom from, disturbance by harmful emotions, not the absence of all feelings, but the presence of well-ordered emotions, aligned with reason. Stoicism doesn't call for the removal of emotions, but for their understanding and management through the lens of rationality and virtue. This philosophy acknowledges that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we have the power over our perceptions, responses, and the values we choose to live by. Stoics strive for a state of inner peace and contentment, achieved not through the accumulation of material wealth or external success, but through the cultivation of virtue, wisdom, and an acceptance of fate, what the Stoics refer to as amor fati, or love of one's fate. This acceptance does not imply passivity or resignation, but an active engagement with life, grounded in the understanding that our efforts are part of a larger whole, which we cannot fully control. Stoicism teaches that by embracing our roles and performing our duties with integrity and compassion, we fulfill our nature as rational and social beings, contributing to our well-being and that of the community around us. Philosophers of Stoicism. The landscape of Stoicism is populated with towering figures whose lives and works illuminate the philosophy's principles and practices. Beyond Zeno, the founding father, Stoicism was shaped and enriched by the contributions of several key philosophers, each bringing their own experiences and insights to the Stoic tradition. Seneca, a Roman statesman, playwright, and advisor to Emperor Nero, navigated the treacherous waters of imperial politics while penning letters and essays that explored Stoic philosophy in the context of everyday life. His works, such as Letters to Lucilius and On the Shortness of Life, provide practical advice on how to handle adversity, wealth, and the pursuit of happiness. Seneca's writings are remarkable for their eloquent exploration of Stoic ethics, offering guidance on living a life of virtue amidst the complexities of Roman society. Epictetus, born into slavery, later gained his freedom and established a school of philosophy in Nicopolis. His teachings, compiled by his disciple Arrian in the Discourses and the Enchiridion, emphasize the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus's Stoicism is pragmatic, focusing on the internal freedom that comes from mastering one's desires and aversions and living in harmony with the will of the universe. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, is perhaps the most personal of the Stoic philosophers. His Meditations, a series of reflections written for his own guidance, offer a unique glimpse into the mind of a ruler trying to live according to Stoic principles. Marcus's writings reveal a deep sense of duty, the struggle for self-improvement, and the quest for tranquility in the face of the demands of leadership and the uncertainties of life. These philosophers, along with others like Musonius Rufus and Hierocles, contributed to a rich and multifaceted tradition. Each brought their own perspective to the core Stoic teachings, demonstrating the adaptability and relevance of Stoicism to different contexts and challenges. Through their lives and works, they exemplified the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, showing how philosophy could be lived out in the day-to-day. Stoicism in modern times. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, Stoicism's ancient wisdom offers a grounding perspective. Its resurgence in popularity reflects a collective yearning for stability, meaning, and resilience in the face of modern challenges. Today, Stoicism influences various aspects of contemporary life, from personal development and mental health practices to leadership and ethical business. Modern psychology, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, shares core principles with Stoicism, such as the idea that our emotions are largely determined by our perceptions and beliefs. This intersection highlights Stoicism's practical relevance, offering tools for dealing with stress, anxiety, and the pursuit of a fulfilled life. In the realm of personal growth, Stoicism provides a framework for developing resilience, emotional intelligence, and a focused approach to living. Its emphasis on virtue, self-control, and reflection resonates with those seeking to navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. The philosophy's call to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot has found particular resonance in a world that often feels unpredictable and overwhelming. Stoicism also offers insights into ethical leadership and decision-making, emphasizing the value of integrity, responsibility, and the common good. In business and politics, Stoic principles can guide leaders in fostering environments environments that prioritize long-term well-being over short-term gains, encouraging a more ethical and sustainable approach to leadership. How to become a Stoic. Being Stoic is not only a nickname, it's a journey of transformation that begins with the mind and extends to one's actions and interactions with the world. Here's how you can start incorporating Stoic principles into your daily life, furthering your understanding and practice. Engage with Stoic writings. Focus into the works of Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and other Stoic philosophers. Reading these texts not only provides insight into the foundational principles of Stoicism, but also offers practical advice that can be applied to modern life. Reflect on their teachings and consider keeping a journal to note how these principles resonate with your experiences and challenges. Practice mindfulness and reflection. Develop a habit of reflecting on your day, actions, and decisions. This practice can help you become more aware of your responses to certain situations and align your actions with Stoic virtues. Mindfulness can also aid in living in the present moment, reducing anxiety about the future or regrets about the past. Focus on what you can control. Stoicism teaches the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what isn't. Spend your energy and focus on your own actions, attitudes, and responses rather than external events or the actions of others. This shift in focus can lead to a more fulfilling and less stressful life. Embrace challenges as opportunities. Stoicism views obstacles as opportunities for growth. When faced with difficulties, try to see them as chances to practice patience, resilience, and problem solving. This perspective can transform challenges into valuable lessons and sources of strength. Cultivate virtue, make virtue, living according to wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, the goal of your life. Consider how your daily choices and actions can reflect these values and strive to act in ways that contribute to your own well-being and the well-being of others. Apply Stoic exercises. Stoic philosophy includes various exercises designed to develop resilience and virtue. For example, practicing negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, can help you appreciate what you have and prepare for life's uncertainties. Another exercise is voluntary discomfort, which can increase your gratitude for everyday comforts and build resilience. Connect with a community, whether online or in person. Connecting with others interested in Stoicism can provide support, inspiration, and new perspectives. Discussions with fellow Stoics can deepen your understanding and application of Stoic principles. Live in accordance with nature. This means recognizing your place in the larger order of things and living in a way that aligns with your nature as a rational and social being. It involves respecting the interconnectedness of all people and acting with kindness, fairness, and responsibility towards others. Becoming a Stoic is not about achieving perfection, but about striving for progress and growth. It's a lifelong journey of learning, self-examination, and practice. By embracing Stoic principles, you can develop a resilient and virtuous character, navigate life's challenges with grace, and find deeper satisfaction and meaning in your life. Stoicism is a philosophy we should embrace, teach, and learn others. Subscribe and let's build the biggest disciplined Stoicism community together. This was Stoicism, the Art of Discipline.